So this Sunday, the playoffs are starting. Well, I guess you could say this Saturday, the playoffs are starting. First two games there. And then we have 1 o'clock on Saturday, Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. And it is a bit bittersweet because finally we make the playoffs again. Finally, the Miami Dolphins are in the playoffs. Something to be excited for. That game on Sunday against the New York Jets, I was there. I was excited. I was stressed. I felt every emotion all at one time: sadness, excitement, stress. It was all over the place. I was an emotional wreck. My head was in my hands the entire fourth quarter against the Jets, it felt like. And we edged it out. We ended up winning the game, and it was a very close, hard-fought game. A very, I will say, boring game from a neutral perspective. However, as a Dolphins fan, I'm sitting there, and I'm just in agony watching that ball game. And then we made the playoffs. Pure jubilation. I remember they put the Bills game up on the screen after the safety, after the game concluded. We win 11-6. They put the Bills and Patriots game up on the screen, and I see Buffalo has the ball, 3 minutes left. They're going to win. Again, pure jubilation, pure happiness. But here we are. Tua's out. Tua is going to be out this game. Made a video on it the other day, and I'm trying to find hope. I'm sure as all Dolphins fans, we're trying to find hope, trying to find a reason to believe that we're going to be able to win this game up in Buffalo on Sunday. The team played very well just a few weeks ago up in Buffalo with Tua, but it was a game that it felt like we controlled the majority of the game. We were the better team. We were better coached, and we really should have won that game if it just wasn't for Josh Allen being an incredible athlete and an incredible player. Two hard-fought games came down to the wire, one of which going our way, one of which not going our way. And now here we are in the playoffs where you want to be. At the beginning of the season, I projected us to be a wild card team. We're a wild card team. We're exactly where I expected to be. Not exactly the path that I expected us to get there, but here we are nonetheless. And we're relying on Skylar Thompson, most likely. There's still a chance that Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the starter, but all signs indicate that all the prep work is going to Skylar starting. He's gotten the same load of practice that he got last week going into the Jets game, assuming he's going to be the starter there. Everything is pointing to Skylar Thompson starting again. Again, I'm trying to find confidence. I'm trying to find something that says we should win this ball game. Because watching that game where that Skylar Thompson played, I can't say I had a lot of confidence. I can't say I felt great watching Skylar go out there, throw 150 yards, have a 73 passer rating or have 73 QBR, which I think it was a 73 QBR. And then Raheem Mostert going down, breaking his thumb or finger, whatever it is. His availability is also uncertain at this time. He's going to try to play really hard, but I mean, as a runner where you're holding onto the ball and keeping your hands on the ball, keeping possession of the ball is paramount for a running back, that you just don't let the ball go and you have a broken finger. That's going to make things a bit complicated. Teron Armstead, his availability, his toe, his pec, it feels like every section of his body has an injury that he's playing through right now. And I respect that he's trying so hard to play, but he's in doubt for this game. Bradley Chubb missed the game against the Jets. He's in doubt for this game. Or I think he was back against the Jets. He missed the game against the Patriots. A lot of injuries have stacked up over the season. Tua has been concussed 2 or 3 times, depending on how you look at it. Xavier Howard has dealt with injuries and hasn't been up to his best form. His secondary mates alongside him, he's seen 4 starting players go down, or could have been starting players go down in the secondary. It's going to be a rough one. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs hasn't been the same Stephon Diggs in the second half of the season that he was obviously in the first. Now he had that long touchdown against the Patriots and looked a little bit better against Patriots. But teams have been finding a way to shut down Stephon Diggs. Dolphins game, I believe he only had 4 catches for 53 yards or something along those lines. And we found a way to stop him. I'm just so terrified of looking out and we see man-to-man coverage and Keon Crossan is guarding Stephon Diggs. That terrifies me. Their running game is incredibly inconsistent. Devin Singletary with a fumble back in their own territory, leading to a Patriots touchdown last week. Their running game cannot be trusted. James Cook, Devin Singletary, neither of which can really be trusted in that backfield. And it is pretty scary. It is pretty scary to go into this game as a Dolphins fan, even knowing these things, knowing how much they rely on Stephon Diggs, knowing how their running game is so incredibly inconsistent. It is pretty scary as a Dolphins fan, knowing they have Josh Allen. They're going to have Micah Hyde back. They're going to have that incredible defense on the other side, and how talented they are. It's going to be games going to be in Buffalo. They have the weather advantage. As things stand, it looks like we're looking in the mid-30s. 15-mile-per-hour winds, cloudy, but nothing like the snowstorm that ended up being in the fourth quarter. So that's a plus. Weather's not going to be necessarily on our side, but is not going to be against us like we feared it would be. All these injuries we're dealing with, the talent gap that we're dealing with, I want to sit here and try to find a way to say we're going to win this ball game, but I just haven't. This is 2 weeks in the last 2 weeks. I predicted we were going to lose. I don't want to predict we're going to lose. Obviously, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I make Miami Dolphins content for you guys multiple times a week. I want to find confidence to say the Miami Dolphins are going to win this game. I just simply can't. I don't believe the Miami Dolphins. I don't believe too much in the Miami Dolphins to win this ball game. Obviously, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. And it's been a rough extended period of time as a Dolphins fan these last few weeks, this last month. 5-game losing streak, relying on the third-string quarterback to go out and beat the New York Jets. I'm really trying to find it. I'm really trying to find it hard because this is the third playoffs in my lifetime. I have not experienced a lot of this. I have not experienced a lot of winning as a Dolphins fan. I have not experienced a lot of positive moments as the AC violently jerks itself on above me. Scare the crap out of me. This is cold in here for once. I haven't had a lot of happy moments. I haven't had a lot of moments of victory. I haven't had a lot of moments of jubilation where, as a Dolphins fan, I'm sitting here proud to be a Dolphins fan. I haven't gotten to experience that a lot. But this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to be surprised. This is an opportunity to be excited. Playoffs, anything can happen. Any given Sunday is a mantra you hear all the time in the NFL, and it's a true one. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. If we can find a way to control the clock, that's going to be such an important way to try to win this football game. If Skylar Thompson can use some of his mobility, some of his athleticism, he has a really good arm. He's just afraid to show it last week against the Jets. He had opportunities to hit Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and he just was not. He didn't have the gravitas to want to make the big play. He just did not want to be the one to screw it up for us. That's what he was out there doing. He did not want to be the reason we lost the game. He nearly was, just based off the fact that he couldn't do anything or refused to do anything, but he wanted to go out there and not lose the game. He wasn't playing to win. He was playing to not lose. I fear that's what we're going to see from him again this week. Again, I want to have confidence. I want to believe. But what I've seen from Skylar Thompson, I have not seen the same quarterback that was now, again, understand it's preseason, but I have not seen the same quarterback that we saw in preseason, throwing dimes, feeling comfortable, letting it loose, making these deep plays, making these athletic plays with his feet. I haven't seen that same quarterback when he's had to come in for the Miami Dolphins. If he can find that, that side of himself, then you know what? Maybe I'll feel good. Maybe I'll feel like he is going to be enough to make the difference, because we know athleticism, especially at the quarterback position, can overcome a lot of difficulties. It can overcome the lack of maybe a great accurate thrower. It can overcome some of these deficiencies we see. Like Tua has some great ability with his arm, not necessarily a cannon of arm, but he has the ability to make these tight-knit throws, anticipation throws when he is given time. He's not going to create his own play, but when he has the ability to have time, he can make a play. Skylar Thompson has the ability to make stuff happen beyond the play. Kind of rambling here a little bit at this point. We need some athleticism from Skylar Thompson. We need some confidence from Skylar Thompson. We need to see the Skylar Thompson of the preseason. Now, is that going to happen, Jacob? Is that going to happen? Is Skylar Thompson going to come out here and show us that he should have been drafted higher in the draft, maybe? That he should be trusted in this offense? Is that going to happen? I don't necessarily think so. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If I had to predict, just honestly, what I think is going to happen, I think it could get ugly. I truly think it could get ugly. I'm going to predict probably around 35. I'll be a little generous to us and say 35-20. But that's kind of hope. That's hope. It's 20. That's hope we can muster drives together and get a touchdown. We weren't able to get a touchdown. We weren't able to get a touchdown against the Jets. Camera just came back on. Sorry for you guys. Missed my beautiful face the last few minutes. Those watching on YouTube, thank you for listening here on FAU Hour Radio. If those watching on YouTube, that's why I have the two mics here. Radio, you guys. I rambled a lot, talked about a lot of problems, talked about a lot of good things. I do think it's going to be a Buffalo Bills victory at the end of the day, 35-20, I'd like to say. And I feel confident going into next season, again, and going into the offseason about what this team can do fully healthy. If Tua is trusted for another offseason and is given the job next year, I think he can get us back to the same exact position. We saw what we looked like with him. We probably win the game against the Patriots with him. We definitely win the game against the Jets with him. The rest of which, yeah, a healthy Tua maybe makes a difference against the Packers. But here we are. One win for the rest of our lives. What was the Miracle on Ice one? One opportunity. They might beat us 9 times out of 10, but not tonight. I want that. I want Mike McDaniel to fire us up, fire the team up in the locker room, find something to fight, go down swinging if nothing else. Without Tua, probably without Teddy, probably without Teron Armstead. Tyreek Hill has one healthy ankle. Raheem Mostert's got a broken finger. Teron Armstead's got a broken everything. They're going to need to find something to try to go out there and win against the Buffalo Bills. And I just hope they do it.